Okay, so a week or so ago I did a video on how to inspect a checkerboarded colony, which has been really interesting because it was just to emphasise how simple they are and how quick, and you don't really see a huge amount. It's almost a glorified hefting experience, and you can see the brood. As soon as you see the brood, you build the colony back up and just make sure there's 2 supers of drawn comb or maybe a brood body on top of all those stores. Apparently that's not a beekeeping video according to some people on YouTube. You need to see brood, you need to see cap stores. So I'm back here today because I've got to reduce down my stupidly tall hive, and I'm going to, because we're getting towards the end of the flow, I'm going to actually distribute some of the almost finished supers onto other colonies that aren't quite as big, just to get that height down, to make sure when I go on holiday I don't get a call from the estate owner saying there's been a storm and your bees are on the side, because these hives are massive. So today you're going to see some brood and you're going to see some cap stores, like a proper beekeeping video should be. Okay, so this is the colony I need to reduce in size. As you can see, it's a bit of a beast. But let's recap since last year what we actually did. So it was overwintered on this double brood. We then added these 2 supers here of capped stores and drawn comb. So they were checkerboarded, and that's the manipulation. That's what this whole method is based upon. So we did that in December. In the winter, it's just for the UK in the southeast where we have mild winters. December has the most days generally where we have above 10 degrees centigrade on at least one day, so that's the time we go and do this checkerboarded manipulation. And after that we just keep adding boxes, and the top 2 there may or may not be empty. We don't know. We're going to have a look today, but I am going to distribute this to other colonies that aren't quite as big, for my own peace of mind for when I go on holiday. Okay, so the top box is empty, and we have now got stores in here. As you can see, they're not capped yet. Looks like a lot of nectar, so they have encroached on those top 2, so that's no problem. It's back on to give them something to do, and those that are capped beneath we're going to put onto another colony and actually add some more space just to give them something to do. And we have the same thing again, so 3 boxes down from the top, uncapped honey, but I mean you can see there's just no space for them to store anything really up here. It's just the capping of the stores, and just separate these out into stuff that can go in another hive and stuff that allows these bees something to do. So 4th box down, we've got space at the periphery, so we'll keep this on our checkerboarded colony to give them space. Okay, so we are now 5th box down, and this is all capped. Everything's capped. So we've got 1 slightly empty frame at the end, but this is all going to be put onto another colony because I want to create a bit more nectar storage space in the checkerboarded colony. Number 6. Just completely capped, so again that's going to be put onto a different colony. Okay, it's number 7. As you can see, pretty much capped. Okay, so as you can see, it's 2 deeps, and we've got 3 shallow boxes, and we've just got into the top of the brood. So you can see it's capped. And if I flip it over, they are now backfilling that. So this is where the brood is now starting to retreat back down. Okay, so it's the same thing in the super just below. We've got what was the brood nest now being backfilled. And it's the same thing. Still got brood. That is absolutely packed. These brood bodies weigh an absolute ton, so we're not going to go any further, because you will see we're just starting to break up some of the drone brood and the stores.
Okay, I've now got 2 similarly sized colonies. This one on the left has received 3 cap supers, and I've taken one of the empty supers off that and placed it onto this one. This has got 2 deeps of brood, a super of brood. There's 2 supers above that that have got brood being backfilled, and then we've got a deep body and 1, 2, 3 full supers, with the exception of being capped, the odd peripheral frame that's empty, and 2 empty. So on both of these we've got 2 empty shallow boxes at the top, so that'll do for the rest of the float.